Good morning to all my friends and family, and welcome to this episode of Jim's 5am Club. As you can probably see here, I'm beachside. I'm up at Nelson Bay and I'm up at a beach called Zenith Beach. It's quite a windy morning, so what I've done is I've come over here east side because the wind is coming from the west. So I'm just over here at the moment to get out of the elements, but to also hopefully enjoy a glorious sunrise which will be happening over the next maybe 10 minutes. So I'm not alone. As you can see, there's a number of people on the beach, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. There's probably about 12 or 14 people on the beach. But it is going to be a nice morning. I just saw a dolphin over there. If you just keep on watching, there's a dolphin about 30 or 40 metres offshore, just heading towards the headland. It's a cold morning, but it's not colder than what I thought it was. There you go, there's the dolphin just surfaced again there. So what I'm going to do today is take you through a book summary, as we normally do on Jim's 5am Club. And the book summary that I've selected for this morning is entitled How to Love. How to Love, and it's written by a Vietnamese Buddhist. So another sort of slant and another sort of view, another person's view on love from a Buddhist perspective. And the author's name is Thich Nhat Hanh. Thich Nhat Hanh. And as I say, I haven't read any of his other material, so this is the first indulgence in Thich's book. But we'll see what Thich has to say about love. So according to this author, this book here talks about love and how to love. And I must admit, he makes a very, very valid point, which I'll uncover a little bit later. Something that I'd never considered myself, but something that I've learnt and hopefully I'll be able to share with you shortly. So Thich kicks off his book with a wonderful quote where he talks about love from a Buddhist perspective. But interestingly enough, love is a universal sort of concept. You don't have to be Buddhist to understand love. Every single culture, I think, in the world expresses love and understands love, albeit in its own different ways. But the author here kicks off with a quote, which I'll just try and find. He says that understanding someone's suffering is the best gift you can give another person. Understanding is love's other name. So according to this Buddhist monk, he's basically saying that if you're understanding, then that is a very, very important expression of love. So understanding, is love's other name. If you don't understand, you simply don't love. So there's some really, really powerful thoughts on love. How love is about understanding. So we'll move on to the formal aspects of this book. So the first formal point, there's another dolphin just off the point here. So you'll see the sunrise happening in the background, and there'll be a couple of dolphins. There you go. There's a dolphin there riding that wave. There's a couple. Can you see them? I don't know if you can see them, but they're just out there somewhere. Let's see if I can identify them again. There they go. See them? just in front of the that island. But what a beautiful way to spend a morning and to talk about love, where we've got God expressing his love, the love of another morning, another glorious sunrise. By the looks of it, nothing's guaranteed, but you can see the horizon there starting to tinge up in its beautiful oranges, and you've got people on the beach waiting in anticipation, in positive anticipation that today will be another glorious day. So the author here goes on to talk about love, and in his formal point, there's an eagle up there as well. I don't know if you can see the sea eagle just hovering above the ocean. Wouldn't it be lovely just to be an eagle just for a moment? So the author, as I said, moves on to talk about love, and he says that if you want your love to grow and flourish, you need to nourish it with happiness and share it with others. So love needs to be shared and love needs to be nourished, according to this author. Nourished, not with bitterness, not with whinging, not with complaining, but nourished with happiness. What a concept that is, to nourish love with happiness. I guess that's a lesson for each and every one of us, that you can't nourish love with whinging and carrying on. It's got to be nourished with happiness. And the author goes on to reinforce that point by saying that love needs nourishment only when you are happy. So you're listening here we go, the sun's starting to break the horizon. So only when you are happy can you truly expand your heart and be capable of loving others. Beautiful, beautiful points. So only when you are happy. So I guess that people wait to be happy in order to express love. But the author here is saying that it's a proactive activity. You need to be happy in order to be loving and to express love. Only when you are happy can you truly expand your heart and be capable of loving others. True happiness is the fruit of mindfulness. And this is a Zen Buddhist perspective. So once again, I've read a lot of books over the past year that talk about this concept of mindfulness. And mindfulness basically is being here and now. Just like what I'm doing right now is I'm bringing you the here and now. I'm focusing on the sunrise. I'm experiencing the waves crashing on the shore. There were dolphins here. There's a breeze just cutting across my cheek. And that's about it. But that's enough. I can hear my heartbeat on the side of my neck. And I've got a lady here enjoying this beautiful sunrise as well. So we can coexist in this moment in time and enjoy what God is delivering to us, and receive it with all our love. So the author then goes on to talk a little bit more about these Zen Buddhist principles. And being a Greek Orthodox Christian, they're very, very similar in many ways to the beliefs that Christians have in terms of love. And he says that when you practice mindfulness, you notice the beauty in the simple things. And nothing further from the truth could be ever said. The fact that you can be in a place and time and a space, and you can simply enjoy the beauty of simplicity is a gift that many of us try to find, but we don't find because we're caught up in our pasts, we're caught up and dwell too much on the future. But the author here says, and this is the key point that I was able to draw from this book, is that if you truly want to experience love, you need to be present, because shared moments can only be moments in the present, is an expression of love. Because you can only share the present with somebody else, because we all have different pasts, we all are going to most certainly have different futures, and to try and explain it, to try and articulate it so that somebody else can see the past and the future. And there's a dolphin out there again, just breaking the surface, just over here where those waves are. Should come up soon. You might even ride the wave in. Maybe not. But it's just simply beautiful. As you can see, we've got the sun on the horizon, and we've also got the sun on the shoreline here as well. So let's just move on here. So the author here talks about the importance of living in the present, in the moment. Because you can only share the moments which exist in the present. Just like now on Jim's 5 a.m. Club, where I'm coming to you live, and I don't normally come live. What I normally do is I normally do a live, but I save it to personal and then publish it live. But now I'm coming live because it's just a beautiful, beautiful moment. And as you can see, and as I mentioned before, there's a whole stack of people up there on the beach, all sharing this wonderful once in a moment, once in a lifetime experience. So let's move on. So the second formal point to come from this author is that love is made up of a number of elements, and we'll just enjoy what these elements are and just articulate them as best I can. The 5 or so elements that the author mentions are joy, equanimity, a word that you don't normally hear, compassion, loving and kindness. So the author goes on to talk about the fact that love is more than just securing an attractive mate. It's more than just having that trophy partner, the trophy wife, the trophy husband. Love instead has 4 traits according to the Zen Buddhist belief system. And as I said, and I'll mention them again, those 4 traits are joy, equanimity, compassion, loving kindness. So what are these 4 traits? What can we learn from these 4 traits? So the first one, joy. The author here says that joy is where we want to bring the gifts that we have and share them with others. So to bring others into our time and space, and to share the things that we have. When it's breaking bread at the table, you're sharing what you've got with other people. You can share a joke, you can share a story, you can share an emotion. There are just so many things that we can share. So I guess one of the calls to action from this author is, wherever possible, try and share what you have with those around you, because that is a trait of love. The second thing is equanimity. An interesting word, a word, as I said before, that you don't normally hear people talking about. But equanimity is also known as inclusiveness, is the art of bringing other people into your space, into your life, into your time, through sharing moments and being open, vulnerable to sharing those moments, and hopefully seeing the same sort of vision at the same time. And equanimity requires the dissolving of boundaries, so that you can become one. You can be one with your partner, one with your friends, one with your family, one with your co-workers, one with God, one with nature, one with everything. So an interesting and a beautiful view on the world. And I guess the next point is an interesting one, to make sure, or to try to have their suffering as your suffering, and for them to receive your suffering as their suffering. So to share the suffering of people around you. The third trait, compassion, allows us to see the suffering of others, to understand it, to feel it, and to acknowledge it. One of the beauties of being married and being in a fruitful relationship is that you can halve each other's pains, halve each other's suffering by sharing them, as well as multiplying each other's gains and benefits by sharing in those as well. But one of the challenges that we all face is that people want to multiply each other's pains and halve each other's joys. We've got it arse about. We've got it the wrong way around, according to this author. And the last point, the last trait number 4, is to experience loving kindness. And to be kind, to be lovingly kind, means using mindfulness, spreading sunshine, as I am this morning, spreading sunshine, spreading the beautiful winter sunrise, even though it's windy, even though it's cold. Just the rays, those filtered rays of that low-lying sunrise are just so nurturing and so beautiful, and I hope you can receive these as an act of love from me, being up here on the north coast and being able to experience the sun coming up across the Pacific Ocean is a beautiful, beautiful gift. There is nothing more beautiful than living on the east coast of Australia and watching the sun coming up. So I remember years ago, a friend of mine, Ian Elliott, who's married to my cousin Susie, in a wedding speech, or an engagement speech I should say, talked about the beauty, the importance of being kind. There is nothing more important, he said. There is no greater gift than being a kind person. So I remember that message resonating very, very strongly with me back then. And Ian is a lovely, lovely man who was the chairman of George Patterson Advertising, and his story is wonderful. He started as a young recruit, as a young man in the mailroom, and made it all the way to becoming chairman of the board. And along the way, I guess one of the most important lessons that he used, and one of the skills that he has, that he was able to leverage across his career, was the art of being kind. So the last formal point to come out of this book is where the author says that you will connect with others better when you are mindful about love and discover how it relates to being a healer. So love, according to the author, is a way that we heal others and that we heal ourselves. And we all need healing, is the simple message, according to the author. Love is holistic. It cares for the whole person, flaws and all. This is a powerful point. If you love your children, if you love your partner, if you love your parents, if you love your friends, if you love your work peers, if you love all the people that you have in your world, in your life, you've got to love them holistically, flaws and all. It can't be selective. Now, you can't love somebody because they're attractive, because they're just sexy. You've got to take all of their traits, their positives and negatives, into your heart, and to appreciate them, and to make allowances, I guess, is the bottom line. Far too many people break up. Far too many people divorce. And there's dolphins just out there. I don't know if you can see them, but they're about 20 metres offshore, just past that break. There's about 3 or 4 dolphins just frolicking in the surf. What a gift. What an absolute gift. So we'll have the dolphins now. They'll be probably coming through that the sunrise, that band of gold which is across the water. Don't know if you can see them, but it is, oh, there they go. They're just jumping out of the water. How beautiful. How absolutely beautiful is that? They're frolicking in the water out there. There's got to be 5 or 6 dolphins enjoying this sunrise. Let me try and zoom in a little bit and see if I can capture them a little bit better for you. Anyway, so there you go. There you go. What else can we learn from this? So love needs to be holistic. The dolphins are just going through the sunrise at the moment, that sunrise band. Love needs to be holistic. And we need to be careful with how we use love. Too many people use the word love to describe, they love a car, they love an ice cream, they love chocolate. And the author warns that by using love in such a fashion means that you are depreciating and diminishing its value. So be careful. You know, God is love, and we mustn't use that word love indiscriminately. So in order to be love and to love holistically, the author here finishes off his book by saying that what we need to do is we need to suspend. We need to suspend judgment of others, judgment of ourselves, in order to heal and become a healer. So we need to heal our own pain first before we can heal the pain of others. It is a very, very valuable point, and both parties must be healers, healing each other on a daily basis. I think I've mentioned before, time and time again, that I learnt a very, very powerful lesson from my spiritual father, Father Dimitri, who said that married couples need to seek and offer forgiveness on a daily basis, because each and every day, without doubt, we let ourselves down in many, many ways. And in order to heal each other, heal yourself, we need to continuously and constantly and in a humble way seek and offer forgiveness to each other, and we need to ask help from each other as well in order to heal the many challenges, the many issues, the many problems that we all face, many of which we've been carrying throughout our lives, many of which have followed us from our childhoods. Anyway, thank you very much for joining me on this episode of Jim's 5am Club. I've made it a little bit longer than normal because it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful here that I feel that by cutting it short, we'd be missing out on this beautiful moment in time. So let's finish off with a positive affirmation. I'm alive, I am well, and I feel absolutely great. To my friends and family, stay connected, stay relevant, stay reasonable, and most importantly, let's learn how to love. Let's learn how to love holistically, flaws and all, and to express those 4 traits that this author brought to us, and to live in the present. I don't know if you can see those dolphins out there, but they're frolicking and having the time of their lives. I've just zoomed in a little bit more to see if we can get them. There they go, they're breaking the surface. And we've got the magnificent sunrise happening off Zenith Beach up here at Nelson Bay. And what a beautiful moment. Remembering that to love means to be present. And to love is to share the present with others around us, others around you. So those dolphins are there frolicking, but I'll need to bring it to an end. So thank you very much for joining me. I look forward to coming to you again from a different location with a different message, a message of empowerment, where we can be the wind beneath our wings, where we can be the sun shine in each other's lives, where we can live, learn and pass it on, and most importantly, be kind and learn to love. Take care, everybody. Yasas. Let me just turn it around. And wishing you all the very best from Jim on Jim's 5am Club, and we'll chat again. Filakia, how beautiful is this? Take care and bye for now.